Welcome back to, what is this at this point, Alyssa? Is it video 4? 5? 4?
You've been labeling all your
5?
hydroponics things like 7 videos.
4, 5. Yeah, so this is video 4 if I remember correctly. Our last video we went through, we set up the main return line, drilled some holes for the Dutch buckets to drain into that line. What we're going to be doing today, or in this video, we're going to be setting up the Dutch buckets. I've already cleaned them out. We're going to be setting them up with Sterlite. We're going to be using Sterlite today. Sterlite is a medium that we use to just have the roots hold on to. I'm going to be honest, it doesn't hold water at all. I mean, there's better materials for holding water that you can use, like coconut and stuff like that. However, I found that coconut's an extreme circus with a mess. That's why I'm going to use Sterlite. I do highly recommend when you're buying Sterlite, make sure you get it from a decent source. Online, a lot of times, you'll get, in this case, if you see right here, it's very coarse. Online, a lot of times, you'll get it where it's just chalk and dust and half the bag's unusable. So, I bought this from my guy Gary at Hydroponics Depot on Tamiami Trail. I'll drop a link to his website. I don't think he sells it online, but if you live in my area, he's an awesome guy to go to. The reason why we're going to go with Sterlite, it's cleaner to use, kind of. We're going to be keeping about 2 to 3 inches of water in the bottom of the buckets at all times. And then we're going to be using this netting, it's paint strainer netting for our 1 gallon bucket. I ripped it up a little bit, and we're going to be wrapping that on the inside of our 90 joint to help stop the finer materials from entering our reservoir. So that's what we're going to do today. You can get this in 5 gallon. However, we've noticed that when you wrap it around the edge of the bucket here, if you put a lot of weight in it, it's going to cause issues and it's going to start to rip over the time. So just keep that in mind. So we're doing the 1, and all we're going to do is we're actually going to just wrap this around the inside. Alyssa, if you want to follow me. So on the inside of the bucket here, if you can see this, we just take this and we just kind of do like a little bit of a wrap, something like that. You know, you can, as long as it's got a good seal on the end, that's all that matters. Apparently I can't tie to save my life. We just want the water to be able to flow into. So like Alyssa, if you want to take a look at that. So on the bottom, the netting's extremely tight, so the water will still be able to flow through. Roots won't be able to get through right away. And the Sterlite definitely won't be able to penetrate it. Like the only type of Sterlite that'll be able to get in there is like extreme chalkiness. But we're gonna flush that out down the road. So, okay, as you can see, we've done all of the buckets. The netting is the best, you know, do what you can with the netting. I mean, sometimes use zip ties, cable ties, whatever you want to use. It's not going to have a lot of pressure on it because you got to remember the Sterlite's going to be sitting on it, so it's not like it's going to be moving as long as you're careful. Now this is where the fun begins. So what we're going to do now is, roughly, if I did my math right, 4 cubic feet of this stuff should fill up to the brim 6 5-gallon buckets. So we're going to see if I paid attention correctly in math class. As you can see, I'm just pouring this in. Okay, now I'm gonna just kind of carefully smooth it out. Give me a nice platform. I highly, like that one could use a little bit more. These are all sitting at an angle because of the main pipe, the drain pipes. So, let's see, yeah, this one's got more of a fine material in it. But they're all about roughly the same except for this little guy right here, so I'm gonna try and pour the rest of it right in there. About it. And how much do I have left in the bag? I'll keep that for later. Okay, so now we have our buckets completely full of our rooting material. The thing is with Sterlite, it is chalky, and you don't want that getting into your reservoir because it just turns into a circus. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to take the hose and we're just going to run some water. I'm actually going to take these out, run the water through the perlite, and here in a bit, once the bucket fills up enough, you should start to see kind of a white water run out of it. It's going to take it a bit because I'm not trying to run the water too powerful because I don't want this blowing everywhere, because it is a very, very light material. Like as you saw me dumping it in, initially the wind was taking a lot of it away. Okay, if you notice right here, the water's starting to run out. It's looking pretty, I mean, it's got a little bit of a tint to it. Nothing too crazy. The perlite that I bought from is actually, it's not that like chalky. There's that. So now we're just going to do a time lapse. I'm going to do this to each of the buckets. Okay, so we've primed all the buckets. I'm not gonna waste all day here trying to get all of like the chalky material out. It's just gonna rinse out into my reservoir. It is what it is. If you're like OCD and stuff like that and you'll freak out, then you're gonna be out here all day trying to get all that chalky material to rinse out. I just mostly wanted to just prime my buckets to give me an extra couple of gallons of water, because I have them set up to have about 2 to 3 inches of water in the back, on the bottom. So we're gonna bring these all the way back into our platform, and then next is we're going to start mixing the material we need, the 3 parts for the solution that we're going to use to start growing our tomatoes and stuff like that. So, see you in a second. Oh, come closer, come closer.